Strawweight bout here. Loopy Godinez coming in at minus 425 against Elise Reed, sitting at plus 325. Over under 2.5 rounds, minus 205 for the over, plus 170 for the under. Loopy Godinez, 30 years of age. So is Elise Reed. And this one, 10-3 for Loopy Godinez, 4-1 in her last 5. It's an interesting matchup. There was a lot of cancellations with this one. We ended up, or Loopy Godinez was supposed to fight Sam Hughes. Elise Reed was supposed to fight Cynthia Calvillo. Calvillo pulls out. Hughes pulls out. So then they end up fighting each other. And Godinez, big favorite in this one. She's usually a pretty sizable favorite, but a lot of times she can just make it close. She just decides that she's like Floyd Mayweather in there when she's really not. She has a great path to victory in this one to just take her down and use her wrestling. She has great wrestling. She's got great takedowns. She's got great top pressure. She's got great ground and pound. That is Elise Reed's weakness. I hope to God she goes in there and shoots takedowns, because if she doesn't, she's just giving Elise Reed a way into this fight, because Elise Reed does have some decent striking. And she's always struggled with the takedowns. Sajar Eubanks, Sam Hughes, Luke Boonmay, and any fight that she's able to keep it on the feet, she's in. So Loopy Godinez, you're minus 425. If you're betting on Loopy Godinez, you better hope to God she goes for takedowns, because if not, it's going to be a close fight. What are you thinking in this one?
Yeah, that's what makes it so greasy about it, is because Loopy is always this big favorite because I think because of the grappling and the wrestling, and then there's fights she goes out there and barely uses it. I mean, against Cynthia Calvillo, I think she lost that fight, if I'm being honest. The striking numbers were in favor of Cynthia Calvillo. Loopy Godinez didn't land a single takedown. Calvillo was the one taking her down. She's lucky to get the win there, and I'm pretty sure she was a decent-sized favorite there as well. Beats Ducote. She did outstrike Ducote and looked pretty good on the feet for most of that fight. But again, only one takedown when I think the path to getting it to the ground there was there. She just decided not to use it. So if she does that against Reed, Reed's not the best striker or fighter by any means, but she's solid enough to where she will be in close fights with you if you don't go and try to go back to your bread and butter. Like if Loopy Godinez decides not to grapple here, I could see a split decision. And that's what makes it so, nasty and greasy about taking her at this big of a favorite, because she just doesn't have the best fight IQ, or she doesn't make fights easy on herself where she could. Like if she goes out there and decides to grapple and wrestle Elise Reed, she could very well look like a minus 500 favorite. But right, there's a chance she looks like a pick'em here too. So yeah, I'm gonna pick Loopy. I think if she has a good team around her, they're probably telling her the same exact stuff that you and I are talking about right now. Elise Reed, like you said, she struggles with the takedowns. Once it gets to the ground, Loma Luke Boonmay gets the sub. She gets TKO'd by Sam Hughes. I mean, if she gets taken down, she finds herself in a lot of trouble. So I'm going to stick with Loopy for the pick. Betting wise, this is women's MMA. This is that total, fight where you could look up and see Elise Reed having a lot of success because Loopy's just not doing what she should. So it's greasy.
The crazy thing is, like, Loopy, you put Loopy at minus 425, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense if she's going to use all of her skills. But then she just doesn't go out there and do it. So yeah, she's lost as a minus 360 favorite to Angela Hill, minus 225 to Luana Carolina, and a minus 285 to Jessica Penne. Those are all fights she lost as a big favorite. So, and she was minus 275 against Cynthia Calvillo, and she won a split decision. A lot of people thought she lost that. So odds are, she usually goes to a decision. She's only got 2 finishes on her record, 2 subs in the first round, no knockouts. Elise Reed can be finished on the ground. So I'm like, there is definitely a world where if Loopy takes her down, she could ground and pound her out, or even find a submission. So I think Loopy gets it done. I think she's valid for a minus 425 in this spot. But if she doesn't use her skills, then then she's closer to a pick'em. So that's always the gamble you're taking on Loopy. I would maybe even look at a Loopy Godinez inside the distance ticket just to see what that is. Like if you're getting some plus money on that, might be good way to go about it. Because I do think she could find a finish if she gets her to the ground. But yeah, she's the pick for me.